Turned out strong on opening day. Some 46,000 saw the Birds take on the Tigers and beat Detroit by a final of 5-1. Tonight at Camden Yards, the Birds try to make it 5 in a row with Brad Bergeson on the mound. It's Orioles baseball on MASN tonight on a lovely evening at Camden Yards. The Birds getting set to take on the Tigers. It is the middle game in this three-game series. And hi, everybody. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks for joining us as the Orioles look to begin a season at 5-0 for only the second time in franchise history. Now, you know all about the pitching, 4 runs total and 4 games allowed. But how about the hitting? It's been an opportunistic hitting lineup so far, and the top of the order has done the bulk of the damage. As you get a look at the 1 through 3 hitters, 311 batting average, couple of home runs, both by Brian Roberts, and 10 RBIs, 5 runs scored. The middle of the lineup has not yet heated up. In fact, only 2 RBIs, both by Matt Wieters. 7, 8, and 9, they're getting on base, and they're scoring runs. Joined now by Mike Flanagan. And Mike, as we look at that breakdown, what might this lineup do damage-wise once the middle of the lineup gets going?
Well, it bodes well for the future, certainly when you have Guerrero and Lee finally heat up. But the bottom of the order is really carrying the load. They're getting on base in this early part of the season for Brian Roberts. So he's driving in all the runs. But you're going to win a lot of games when you get this kind of production at the bottom of the order.
It's kind of amazing when you look about it. 17 runs scored in 4 games. Now, tonight, Brad Bergeson gets the baseball. He looks to continue what the starters have done so far.
Yeah, another adjustment in the starting rotation. So Brad Bergeson is in. Hopefully he has that sinker working tonight for him.
So Bergeson 5-3 his finish last year. He finished very strongly under Buck Showalter, as many of the starters did last year. And again, it's about opportunistic scoring behind the pitching. And Mike, you look at the first 4 games, the Orioles have had 3 3-run rallies and a 4-run rally. They're scoring in bunches. If you're doing that, that's okay. Bergeson's got to prevent the Tigers from doing that.
Yeah, certainly, exactly that. He's really going to hope the sinker is working tonight and the breaking ball. Use all those pitches and economize those pitches. He's not going to have that many to throw tonight.
What about the nerves of Bergeson? He was slated to pitch on Sunday. He knew that as the season began. And now with the illness of Jeremy Guthrie, he's pressed a few days early.
Well, I think it's paid off in some instances. You know, Tillman was moved up a day. We didn't really know who was pitching on Sunday. That it was Zach Britton. So maybe it's best not to tell anybody when they're pitching.
So you're telling me pitchers don't like to know what's going on?
You'd
just
rather
go out
not
there
know.
and pitch.
You got to just go out there and pitch.
All right, so tonight here at Camden Yards, it's the middle game of the 3-game series as Brad Bergeson goes to the mound. He's looking to continue this incredible start by the Orioles. Lineups and first pitch are coming up. Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Well, out there in the picnic area in center field, as the fans getting set for baseball tonight, it turned out to be a lovely evening. Tonight's game time temperature brought to you by Train. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. 63 degrees at first pitch tonight. And tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Southwest. Here's the Tigers first. Austin Jackson will lead off, and Will Rhymes in that number 2 spot. Had a big day in the opener Monday. 2 out of 3 in RBI and a steal. Ordonez, Cabrera's, and Martinez. Brennan Bosch in left, and Peralta, Alex Avila, and Brandon Inge.
Tonight's scouting report is brought to you by APSIA. Visit APSIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. For Brad Bergeson, sink or swim. That's what it's been for Brad. When that sinker's working, all is right with the world, and he hopes he has it with him tonight. Conserve pitches. Again, not sure how many he has in the tank, somewhere between 80 and maybe 95, so we want to conserve those early on and do what the other starters have done so well so early in this season. No big innings. Stay away from the multiple run innings. I guess when you're only giving up 1 run a night, it's hard to give up multiple run innings, but yeah, to be around for the decision.
So Bergeson last year, you see the numbers. He ended up 8-12, but went 5-3 over his final 12 starts. And again, late in spring training, it was March the 25th in Fort Myers. He was hit by a line drive off the bat of Denard Span. That was the first batter of the game he faced, and he was forced out of the game. And just as Bergeson was about to pitch, Jim Joyce calls time behind the plate.
Well, and that's the way, hitters do approach a sinker ball pitcher. They try to hit it back up the middle, and the other way is why it seems like Brad Bergeson gets so many balls up the middle.
And first ball swinging is Jackson, and he fouls it back. Austin Jackson this year trying to be more patient at the plate, but the scouting report against Bergeson, he's going to look to throw a strike, so you go after the first pitch.
Yep, strikes early, but he has been taking more pitches than in the past. Again, it's a young season.
And the fastball inside, 1-1 the count. Well, Bergeson now 25 years old in his 3rd season. He was outstanding as a rookie. Puts it by Jackson there, and it's 1-2. And that rookie season, 19-game start. It ended on the line drive off the shin of Billy Butler's bat. And then last year, kind of an up-and-down year, but he finished strong. Here's a fly ball to right field, playable for Markakis. And 1 away in the Tiger first inning.
Well, let's take a look at the Oriole defense this evening. Felix Piet will be in left. Adam Jones in center. Nick Markakis will man right field. Reynolds and Hardy on the left side. Roberts and Lee on the right side. Matt Wieters behind the plate. And again, what we've noticed very early in the year with this defense, they really pinch towards the middle of the field. There's some dramatic shifting going on with the Oriole defense.
Will Rhymes, the second baseman, he won this job in spring training. Up there from the left side, Bergeson will face 4 left-handed batters tonight, including the switch-hitting Victor Martinez. Rhymes really earned his way to the big leagues. There's a strike. He is 28 years old. This is 2nd season. And he made every stop along the way in the Tigers minor league system. 27th round draft pick in 2005, and he fought his way onto the big league roster. Good cut there, and he fouled it back 2-2. So what are you seeing out of Bergeson early on?
Well, I'm trying to read his sinker early on. The velocity certainly is there. Last fastball 92 miles an hour, but he's trying to get that fastball. It seems to be a little bit on the side of it, not quite seeing the dramatic sink that we can see from Brad Bergeson when he is on. And when he is on, I mean, he's had the Orioles' last 2 complete games.
And it's high, ball 3.
A little bit of a rush. Again, just trying to take the edge off here in the first. Velocity there, you see 93.
And fouls it off to stay alive at 3-2. Bergeson not really a strikeout pitcher. He averages about 4 per game for his career. The key for Bergeson is if it could be a 2 to 3 pitch at bat, he's doing his job.
Right. I mean, he has the kind of sinker when it is right, certainly, that you can look for it and still not be able to do anything with it.
Bergeson, a 4th round pick back in 2004. There's Mark Connor, who has really already made an impact on this team. Everything he talks about with his pitchers is positive. And there's ball 4 down and in, so a 1-out base runner. Well, it's going to look at how the starters have started this year versus last year. This is the team pitching overall, Mike, and the numbers are dramatic, in particular the ERA.
Yeah, you have to circle the ERA. Just a 1 ERA at this point. Hits, you can see the difference, just right in half, 38 to 19. So just dramatic numbers posted by this staff early on.
Well, Rhymes will get his lead. He will run. Here's Maglio Ordonez, and he takes a strike. Ordonez is off to a slow start. In fact, he has just 1 for his first 11. However, he has outstanding numbers in his career at Camden Yards. So you really got to be careful when he's at the plate. Slider outside.
A little slide step from Bergeson, trying to protect against a run.
Of all the numbers that we can throw at you in terms of pitching and pitching staffs, one of the keys is how many base runners do you allow per game? And a quick throw to first chases Rhymes, because the obvious being that, well, if they don't get on base, they can't score. The Orioles pitching staff as a whole is averaging 8 base runners per 9 innings over the first 4 games. Usually anything around 10 or 11 is good. They're below that. There's a good pitch. Looked like it fooled Ordonez and broke in there for a strike, and it's 1-2.
You can see him. You can read his lips, and you thought that ball was up from home plate umpire Jim Joyce.
1 out, 1 on. Bergeson making his first start of the year. And it's down and in. Jeremy Guthrie, Buck Showalter, and Andy McPhail did announce today that Jeremy is out of the hospital and now hopefully on the road to recovery. The Orioles are hoping that he could pitch Sunday, but that is not yet determined. 2-2s inside ball 3. So he couldn't put Rhymes away. Rhymes fouled off a couple on 3-2. He walked. Now he was 1-2 on Ordonez, who has worked the count full, and Rhymes likely will be running. Matt Wieters checking to the bench to see if there's a particular pitch they want. Runner goes, pitches line to center field. Adam Jones in on the ball, and he makes the catch. And this is going to be a double play. The throw into Derek Lee, and that ends the inning. So the Orioles, for the first time this year, turn a double play. It ends the inning. Tigers don't score, and here come the Birds. Republic. For every double play the Orioles turn during the game tonight, Anna will win $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn double plays into cash and enter to win for a chance at amazing Orioles prizes. Go to mdlottery.com/double play. The Orioles have in fact turned 2, so our congratulations to Anna Gross of Port Republic. She has just won $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery double play contest. And Adam Jones firing back into Derek Lee, so you send the runner on 3-2. And the Orioles able to turn it into a twin killing. So Adam Jones alertly in on the ball. And now the Orioles will go to work against Justin Verlander here in the bottom of the first. Roberts, Markakis, Lee for the Birds in the first inning. Ryan is off to a real good start run production wise. And he takes a fastball outside 1-0. Here's your leadoff hitter, Mike. He is tied for 6th in home runs with 2. And he's 2nd in the league in RBIs with 8, trailing only Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, it seems like he's hitting in the wrong part of the order.
And he takes ball 2 outside, so you want a guy to drive in the runs, and Roberts has been doing that. Mentioned in the open, the Orioles have been opportunistic, getting the big inning in each game to pull out the win. And he skies it softly to left field. Out is Peralta, in is Bosch, and the left fielder has it for the out. And one away here in the first inning. Let's get a look at the starting lineups tonight, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Roberts with Nick Markakis in the number 2 spot, coming off a 3-hit day on Monday. Derek Lee and Vladimir Guerrero. Matt Wieters batting 5th again with Luke Scott out. Adam Jones, Mark Reynolds, Felix Pie, and J.J. Harden.
Tonight's Scouting Report is brought to you by AFSIA. Visit AFSIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. For Justin Verlander, power play averages over 95 miles an hour with his just average fastball. Certainly a history lesson. He's 5-0 lifetime versus the Orioles with an outstanding 2.52 ERA. And Cy Future, last 2 seasons, 18-9, 19-9 with over 200 strikeouts. Really for sure, one-time Cy Young candidate.
And 2-0 the count on Markakis, who brings a 2-game hitting streak into tonight's game. 5 out of 8. He has 6 home runs, 15 RBIs in his career against the Tigers. And he has hits in 3 of the Orioles' first 4 games. And that's the thing with Nick Markakis in this number 2 spot that should benefit the Orioles for Buck Showalter, is the fact that he is without a doubt their most consistent hitter.
He has been. He certainly had a great spring training and carried it right over into the regular season. I always like the early season statistics. And home batting average, Nick is hitting .750 this year, leading the league. I don't know how long he can maintain that, but
there's a tapper right back to the mound. Verlander has it, and he'll get it to first, and 2 quick outs. So 2 away in the Oriole first inning.
Yes, the Tiger defense has committed 4 errors already this year. Bosch, Jackson, Ordonez in the outfield. Inge, Peralta, Rhymes, Cabrera in the infield. Alex Avila behind the plate, catching the offense of Justin Verlander.
So here's Derek Lee, who is still looking to get it going. No home runs, no RBIs yet on the year.
He's also never faced Justin Verlander.
There's the start. 3 out of 14. All 3 of those hits have been singles. Verlander taking his time, the 28-year-old out of Virginia, breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, the shake 3 times to get a little miscommunication with Avila behind the plate. So this, again, first time they're facing each other. This is sort of the feeling out process. Pitchers certainly like to know who their opposition is.
Lee takes high, 2-1 the count. Derek Lee was 1 out of 3 in the home opener on Monday. Verlander pitched in college at Old Dominion. And fouled back by Lee. Derek Lee very popular today at the Welcome Home Luncheon. It was a sellout over at the Sheraton. All the business community coming out to welcome back the Birds. 2 outs, none on, the 2-2. High fly ball right field, slicing down the line. Long run for Ordonez. And it's back in the crowd. Well, don't forget, the excitement of opening week continues here at Camden Yards tomorrow. The finale of the 3-game series with Detroit. Game time 7:05. Good seats are still available, so come on out and celebrate the start of what's shaping up to be an exciting year in Birdland. For your tickets, 888-848-BIRD, or just get online at Orioles.com. 2-2, good hack, and he fouled it back.
Yeah, 3 straight fastballs, pretty much right down the middle. See what you can do. 95, 96, 93.
In his career, he has averaged 8.2 strikeouts for every 9 innings. So just a shade under a strikeout an inning. Jim Leland on the Tigers bench, who's partially hidden there. A little incognito for the skipper. Another 2-2 to Derek Lee. Is ripped down the line and hooking back and foul.
Straight changeup this time, 89 miles an hour. So Derek Lee getting to see the full assortment from Justin Verlander.
Gives you the idea of the power of his arm. He's throwing a changeup that's 89. A lot of Major League fastballs top out at 89.
That'd be 10 miles an hour harder than Jamie Moore's best.
Breaking ball hit the other way down the line. Back is Ordonez in the corner. It is foul and out of play. So Lee fighting it off down the line, and Ordonez couldn't get to it. Well, the Orioles are 4-0, matching the start of 1997. But Showalter's club 3-0 to begin the season at Tampa Bay and winning the home opener on Monday. Texas, by the way, has already won today. They had a day game at home, so the Rangers are 6-0 to begin the season.
Yeah, probably not looking for any sort of off day.
And Texas will be here this weekend. 2-2 on Derek Lee, 2 outs and none on. And fights off a good pitch.
Now 2 pretty quick outs with Roberts and Markakis, and now really making Verlander work.
This will be the 10th pitch in this at bat to Derek Lee. Verlander pitched on opening day last Thursday in New York against the Yankees and a no decision. He left the game tied 3-3. Just outside. Yeah, one thing watching Derek Lee early on, he really has an idea of the strike zone.
Again, he's used the whole arsenal against Derek in this at bat. Here's that 2-2 pitch. This time he goes with the breaking ball, just trying to drag it across the strike zone and get Lee to chase.
And a 3-2 is foul back. The pitch track brought to you by Papa John's. Order online at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Extended at bat. This is a lot of information being gained by the Oriole hitters and what this kind of stuff that Verlander has tonight. And that's what really drove him out of the Yankee start. He threw 114 pitches, but just in 6 innings.
The 3-2 is called strike 3. Jim Joyce looked it over and he rings up Derek Lee, who thought he had worked ball 4. So Lee is out. Orioles go in order. No score. We head to the second. Experience for the first time as the Orioles manager.
It was outstanding, and I don't think the players for a second didn't get it, and I thought that it was pretty cool. And I think what always hits me, but especially opening day here, was the honor it is to be in the big leagues. And for me, as important an honor to wear an Oriole uniform, and you know, to understand that you know how big a day that is here in Baltimore for our fans, and to realize the passion there that you know, in years past has been untapped, and you know, it's our responsibility to get that back and know what it could be like. But I think the word is just honored, and there's a covenant that you have to live up to being a Baltimore Oriole.
Well, he certainly is trying to impart on his players what it means to be at this level, how to learn to win. And he mentioned Earl Weaver the other day. There's a sharp ground ball to short. J.J. Hardy has it. And he'll get it across to get Cabrera and one away. And what an honor it was for him, for Buck, to catch the ceremonial first pitch, which, by the way, bounced. And he said, I better have scooped that up or Earl was going to get all over me.
And plus, Earl threw it in there left-handed, which was a little bit different, but you're exactly right. And Buck certainly has a special place for, a manager like Earl Weaver, Hall of Famer, and understands the importance of the game, the integrity of the game.
Today at the welcome home luncheon, several of the players commented, Fred Raffer in the Q&As, J.J. Hardy in particular. He said in 7 years in the big leagues, he had never been through anything like how the Orioles put on that ceremony the other day. And it was really, as a player, exciting to be a part of.
Absolutely.
So one out on the first ground ball thrown by Bergeson. There's J.J. who fielded that ground ball, and Victor Martinez takes ball 2. So how about Victor Martinez? He was looking for a place to go, number 1, for a pretty good contract, which the Tigers gave him, but number 2, where he can catch, and so far he's DHing regularly.
Yeah, go figure. Starting off the season rather slowly for Victor, 3 for 17, just 1 for 7 lifetime against Brad Bergeson.
Now in his 10th season, 32 years old. Swinging 3-0. It sounded like he broke his bat as he fouls it off behind Tom Brookins, the first base coach. Martinez last year for the Red Sox hit 20 home runs. That's one thing Bergeson last year did not do as well as the year before, and that's keep the ball in the ballpark.
Now you can see the Oriole defense, how bunched they are towards center field, really giving up the line, and this really paid off for them in the game against Cabrera. Really, the space to the lines is what the big difference is here and here. Really increase the area that they're able to cover. They really pinch towards the middle.
And Martinez with a new bat, 3-1 the count. And Bosch will be next. And foul back the other way. Bergeson allowed only 11 home runs as a rookie in 2009. That over 19 starts, and that ballooned last year to 26 home runs allowed. A full count with 1 down. And a high fly ball to right field, a mile high as Markakis waits for it to come down. All the way back on the warning track, and he's got it for the out. So 3 of the first 5 hitters have hit the ball in the air, but they've all been caught and 2 men down.
Yeah, usually an indication of when he has that sinker working down in the zone, a lot more ground balls. So far they've been able to lift it, but without much success.
Jim Leyland's team off to a 1-3 start. Here's one of the hot hitters early on. In fact, here's Brennan Bosch, the leading hitter in the American League, with that 500 batting average. And he takes ball 1. Bosch in his 2nd season. He'll turn 26 years old next week. Young man out of Los Angeles. Tigers have actually scored more runs than the Orioles have on the year. They've scored 20. The Orioles have scored 17, but they're 1-3. High fly ball down the line. Roberts out, Markakis in, and Roberts had the ball go off his glove. So Bosch hustling into second base, and he's there with 2 down. The inning could be over. Markakis didn't get there, or Brian didn't hear him call him off, but nonetheless, Bosch is on.
Well, it's like a situation, a little bit of a tough sky, but by the same token, Brian Roberts are drifting back on it, and it goes off the heel of his glove. And just really went off that heel of the glove.
And Brian Roberts has been charged with an error. That's his first on the year, and just the Orioles' 2nd error. So a tough break there for Bergeson, who made a good pitch. Bosch popped it up, but he's at second with 2 down for Johnny Peralta. Orioles in the first 4 games had committed just 1 error, not beating themselves. So Brian, his first error on the year. Bergeson now pitch from the stretch. And it's fouled off.
Yeah, it shows you how good the defense has been. Oakland has 9 errors already. That's when the numbers really start to jump out at you. And they played extremely tight defense. Pitching's been outstanding. Timely hitting. All the ingredients you need certainly for success.
What this also cost Bergeson is a few extra pitches. And it's inside. Buck Showalter told the media today before the game he's looking at 80 or 85 pitches tonight from Bergeson, and this is his first start of the year. And the hope would be he would at least be able to complete 5 innings and hopefully pitch into the 6th.
Now, if you're an Orioles starter, you really want to pitch through 5. 7 of the 17 runs they've scored this year have been in the 5th inning. I know they had some stat where last year there were 58 games when the starting pitcher on the mound, they scored 1 or fewer while he was in the game, and that has changed so far this year. Arrieta, Britton, and Guthrie have all received 4 runs of support while they're in the game.
And another deep count as that misses inside, so 3-2 on Peralta, who is a free swinger. He has not yet drawn a walk on the year. And he has just drawn his first walk. So following the error that has extended the inning, a walk to Peralta.
Like I said, it's already cost him 6 or 7 pitches. That's the importance of tight defense. Making the plays you're supposed to make. And also rolls the lineup over. All these things compound.
Yeah, Bergeson already facing his 8th batter, Alex Avila, coming up. Bergeson at 37 pitches now as he still works here in the 2nd inning. Avila just 1 out of his first 10. There's a strike. Looked like an off-speed pitch.
And maybe the best sinker he's thrown so far. Straight changeup with good sink. Little slide step. Nice loose wrist.
And Weeder's out to the mound to chat with him. Wonder if he might have been crossed up there. Didn't look it.
You're crossing me up. Keep calling. Hey, if I don't know the signals, they're not stealing them.
That's a good point. 0-1 is a fastball high. Yeah, if the guy at second thinks that's a fastball sign.
That's right. He's really confused.
Avila just 1 of his first 10.
And the pitch count is actually starting to creep up. Now he has thrown more balls than strikes. That's 20 balls and 19 strikes so far.
And it gets it by him, and it's 1-2.
With the exception of a couple of changeups and a couple of sliders, pretty much all fastballs.
Bosch at second, Peralta at first, 2 down. Throw back behind the runner that goes into center field. Bosch gets up, he's going to third, and Jones will fire back to the middle of the infield. So the 2nd error in the inning.
It looks like they had the daylight play on. See Bergeson just turn and spin. Throws it right by J.J. Hardy. That looks just like a daylight play where there's no really timing from the catcher. It just involves eye contact with the shortstop and the flash of the glove.
Now Weeder's now out in front of the plate. He's directing the 2 middle infielders what he'll do if the runner from first, Peralta, takes off. There's Bosch. He's at third now with 2 men down. And Peralta over at first. And 1-2 the count on the hitter, Alex Avila. Now that play. Bergeson has 15 big league wins. He is 15-17 over his first 2 seasons. Trying to continue the tremendous beginning for the Orioles starters, who have the winning decision in 3 of the first 4 games. And again, a foul back. A lot of foul balls off these hitters early on. Yeah. Cost you pitches.
That's the thing. They know certainly the scouting report on Bergeson, so they're trying to stay inside of the ball, try to hit the ball back up the middle and to the opposite field, and that will cause a lot of foul balls.
Another 1-2 pitch is inside, 2-2.
His release point for Brad Bergeson is really come and gone already in this one. But around that last pitch, so hasn't found a consistent release point.
Two and two on Avila. And a high fly ball deep to right field. Markakis is back on it, and that ball is off the wall and in play. One run is in. Peralta coming to the plate. He'll score, and it's a 2-0 Tigers lead. The errors have come back to hurt the Orioles. Bergeson got Avila 1 and 2, couldn't put him away, and a big 2-out base hit for the Tiger catcher.
Now the runs will be unearned. 2-2 fastball tries to come in. Ball stays straight. Avila has a pretty good pass at it. Hits it about halfway up that scoreboard in right field. I think it's the first time the Orioles have trailed this year.
Mark Connor out for a quick visit. So give Bergeson a breather as well. So Avila picks up his second and third RBIs on the year, and the Tigers taking advantage of the Oriole mistake. The inning should have been over. It should have been 3 up and 3 down, and instead it's a 2-0 Tigers lead. And here's the number 9 batter, Brandon Inge. And there's a strike taken. Well, Brandon Inge, Monday a double and a run scored. Look what he did against the Orioles last year at .351, and a little surprising to see Brandon Inge batting ninth.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some hitting the spot in the past. That certainly gives him a lot of thump at the bottom of the lineup. He always seems to hit well against the Orioles.
Bergeson gets ahead 0-2. There's Avila at second base. Inge out of Virginia Commonwealth. I'm sure he enjoyed their run in the Final Four. Check swing and appeal. He did not go, says Ron Culp at first base.
Oh, infield was leaving in mass after that last pitch. Certainly Buck Showalter thought it was a swing. Let's take a look.
Well, everybody except the man that mattered. That looked like a strike. And cue foul.
Yeah, Buck's really trying to get his club off the field. Like I said, I think it probably cost minimum about 15 pitches for Bergeson. So this is one of those, like you're on the ropes. You just need that bell to ring and get off the field and regroup before any more damage.
And he got him. So he strikes out Inge to end the inning. So the Orioles come up in the bottom of the second, trailing by 2. Vladimir Guerrero, Matt Wieters, and Adam Jones coming up for the Birds. So Hardy with 3 doubles on the year. Why is that significant? He has 3 base hits, and all 3 have been doubles.
That works.
There he is on the bench in Hardy's Heroes here today. I actually saw the Hardy's Heroes coming in. I got caught in the stairwell as they were walking by. It was like it never ended. A sea of Hardy's Heroes coming into the game. They all have on the J.J. Hardy T-shirts. Here's Vladimir Guerrero against Verlander, who retired the side in order in the first. And the breaking ball is inside, 1-0.
Yeah, Vladimir, pretty good numbers against Verlander, 6 for 16.
2 hits on the year, both singles. And a high fly ball to left, got under it. Brennan Bosch is there. 1 away in the Orioles second. Now Matt Wieters comes to bat. He is 10th in the league in batting at .385, and on Monday went 2 out of 3 with an RBI and a run scored. He has batted in the number 5 spot now for a 3rd consecutive game with Luke Scott out. Luke Scott is available to pinch hit tonight, and Wieters has the 2 RBIs from the 4, 5, and 6 hitters on the lineup. There's Luke. Mike and I observed, you saw Richie Bancells walk behind Luke there just before the Orioles were to begin their team stretch. As Wieters takes high, Richie had Luke out in the outfield and was making Luke go through a series of cuts and surges to see if he was favoring that leg at all. If Richie says you're not ready to go, you're not getting in there.
Well, when you announce player ready, better be ready. I know Buck Showalter, he was sitting around playing with the lineup one morning. I think we were down in Tampa, and he said, who am I going to plug in that 5th spot behind Vlad? He said, you know what? I like the presence of Wieters in that 5th spot. I mean, if you're an opposition pitcher, you see, Derek Lee at 6'6", and Vladdy at 6'4".
Slow ground ball past the mound, backhanded by Rhymes, and he'll get it to first, and 2 quick outs in the Orioles second. Today's American League leaders brought to you by Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Action-packed table games and red-hot slots await you at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Jared Weaver, 233 last year to lead the league, but there's Justin Verlander. Mike told you, the strikeout pitcher with 219. He was 4th. Averaging 8.2 per game. He has 83 major league wins. And Adam Jones, first ball swinging, pops it up foul near the Tiger dugout. Brandon Inge will make the catch. And the Orioles, for a 2nd consecutive inning, go 3 up, 3 down. 2 complete at Oriole Park, 2-0 Tigers. Second inning, a couple of key mistakes. Brian Roberts can't handle the pop-up of Brennan Bosch. He ends up at second base, and then on a pickoff attempt, Bergeson throws it into center field. After a walk to Peralta, Alex Avila with a 2-run double off the wall. The Tigers get a couple of unearned runs, but have a 2-0 lead with their ace, Justin Verlander, on the mound. And Bergeson goes to work now in the third. Here's Austin Jackson. And the Fastball's inside, 1-0. Jackson flied out to right field his first at bat. And again, just missing outside, ball 2. Foul tipped into the glove of Wieters, 2-1.
Yeah, pretty good two ball, no strike swing from Jackson, who's not a home run hitter.
And again, missing inside, so ball 3, 3-1 on Jackson. He was second in the Rookie of the Year voting last year. He fouls it back. Jackson drafted by the Yankees in 2005, and he was part of that big 3-team, 7-player deal prior to last season. 3-2 is fouled back.
Yeah, Ferguson already approaching his 60th pitch.
So Ferguson already on his 5th 3-ball count. So he's been able to get ahead of several hitters, but has had trouble putting them away.
Now they fouled off a number of good pitches. Jackson only walked 47 times in over 600 plate appearances last year.
And strike 3 call. Froze him with a breaking ball. Second strikeout, 1 away in the 3rd. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on. And by AT&T, rethink possible. As you peek in towards the upper deck, and here's another one of those calls by Matt Wieters. Hitter on a 3-2 count, looking fastball. He called for the breaking pitch, froze the hitter, and it was perfectly in there for a strike.
Yeah, you really have to, I guess, tip your cap, because that is a somewhat dangerous pitch leading off an inning to someone with speed. You throw a pitch you probably get over 50% of the time.
1-1 on Will Rhymes. Skied the left, PA back. He was shallow, but he'll get there. And 2 away in the 3rd inning.
Let's take a look at this somewhat streamlined delivery of Brad Ferguson. A little bit of a lower leg kick in the past. Try to be as smooth. Get out over that front leg and finish square to the plate. Then usually get to the big leagues, you have a lot of moving parts, and the longer you play, the more compact your delivery becomes.
Ferguson had a 3-batter inning in the 1st inning. He walked Rhymes with 1 down, but Rhymes on a 3-2 pitch to Ordonez was running. And on the line drive to Jones in center field, they were able to double him up at first base. But last inning, the 2nd, he was forced to face 6 batters following the error.
First double play of the season turned by the Orioles. Not your conventional double play.
It's a fastball by Ordonez, 1-2. Fastball rides high, appeal to first, no swing. One thing that's pretty noticeable here early on, Mike, is you mentioned the approach of Ferguson. He has picked up his pace. He's followed what the others have done before him. There's a base hit to left field on a hanging breaking ball. PA will run it down, and Ordonez is on with a 2-out single.
Yeah, that's the thing. You try to be as compact as possible so you can repeat your delivery and get some consistency. But so far, Ferguson's had at least 1 runner on in every inning.
So Ordonez picks up just his 2nd hit on the year. And that gets the dangerous Miguel Cabrera up with 2 down.
Yeah, so far the attack against Cabrera, I think he's somewhat surprised. It's been fastballs early and breaking balls later in the count. And literally, they've thrown the fastball right by him. Whatever the scouting report was last year, they had to change it. Last year, he was 12 for 25, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs in 8 games. He had 480. It seems like they rarely pitched to him. When he did, he hit a rocket. And then this year, they just fastball right after him. Let's get ahead.
on that swing, and it's 1-2. Well, Miguel Cabrera doesn't even turn 28 until April 18th, and he's in his 9th season.
I think this last pitch, again, fastball away, nothing fancy.
Another 1-2 count. Line hard at Hardy. He catches it before it hits the ground. That's a line out. And the inning ends. Base hit and a man left mid-third on a nice night at Camden Yards. 2-0 Tigers. Nice sky overhead. Hey, there's the moon. It's not the Bella Lunar, but there it is, peeking, smiling. 63 degrees at first pitch. So, what, 20 degrees cooler from opening day?
Yeah, a little bit cooler. Well, you got a winter coat on. You ought to be comfortable.
Well, thanks for sharing that. Just because you're all right from New Hampshire.
Oh, crazy. Yeah.
You're warm, aren't you?
I am, actually.
Mark Reynolds leads off against Verlander. Breaking ball for a strike. Reynolds 3 for his first 15. 2 of those 3 hits have been doubles. Buck Showalter asked before the game about Justin Verlander. He said he's one of those just tough competitors because he has the athleticism to go with the good stuff, and then he commands all of that good stuff. As it doesn't matter whether it's the breaking ball, the off-speed pitch, the fastball, regardless.
Yeah, he's a multi-pitch pitcher, and I mean, all of them, if you were to scout him out or grade him out, would be above average. Plus, he competes. Like I said, he has the highest averaged major league fastball. 95 miles an hour is his average fastball.
Foul back. Count evens up at 2-2. Well, celebrate an exciting 2011 season at Birdland. Become an Orioles partial season plan holder. You'll enjoy a full list of exclusive orange carpet benefits, including big savings on the cost of single game tickets, added convenience with special plan holder perks and VIP treatment more than ever before. For complete details, 888-848-BIRD or online Orioles.com. No swing on the check swing appeal. As Reynolds looked like he was just trying to get out of the way.
Was that high hardwood?
Whoa.
Didn't he?
And the 3-2 is skied to center field. Jackson back has a play. And 7 in a row retired by Verlander to begin the game. Well, Verlander drafted in the first round by the Tigers in 2004 out of Old Dominion. He was the 2nd overall pick in that draft. San Diego held the first pick, and amazingly enough, they really didn't even scout him. They were looking at Stephen Drew, Jeff Neiman, and Jared Weaver. Drew eventually went to Arizona. Neiman went to Tampa Bay, and Weaver to the Angels. And when Kevin Towers, then the GM, told the ownership that it was going to cost about $7 million to sign Drew, they went in another direction. There's a tapper off the glove towards Rhymes. He's got it, and he gets it the first to get PA2 down. But unfortunately, one of those players was not Verlander, so they drafted Matt Bush, a shortstop, who was a local kid from San Diego, right. And Matt Bush never made it.
He had nothing but problems.
Exactly. In fact, he was so bad as a shortstop, he became a pitcher. And he's had Tommy John surgery, and he was taken one spot ahead of Verlander in that draft in 2004. And of course, as amateurs, they're looked at a bit differently. You don't know what they project to, but what Verlander brings to the mound, pretty tough to ignore. A.J. Hardy up. Orioles still looking for their first base runner.
Again, he really flew through the Tiger minor league system. Pitched in Lakeland, had 13 starts, went to Erie.
Hardy popped foul. Back out of play, and don't forget you can get exclusive O's coverage to your mobile phone. Just text Orioles to 29292. Message and data rates may apply.
I see, and Verlander, so then he moved up to Erie, pitched 32 innings, an 0.28 ERA, allowed 11 hits and 1 earned run in 32 innings, and went right to the big leagues.
Line foul the other way. You can see the velocity that Verlander's getting it up there. That one at 95 as Hardy laid on it.
And we were talking before we went on the air about the number of minor league innings by some of the pitchers. Verlander just 118 innings in the minor leagues. Brian Mattis had less. He had 113, and our colleague Jim Palmer had 129 before reaching the big leagues. Not a lot of innings. It shows you, I think, the talent level.
1-2, 2 outs and none on. And then down and in. Well, then you have the contrast. Two other pitchers currently in the Orioles rotation, Zach Britton and Brad Bergeson, drafted as high school pitchers, were brought along very slowly.
Yeah, when you think about Zach Britton had 538 in the minor leagues. Chris Tillman 520. Jeremy Guthrie had 568 minor league innings, and Brad Bergeson, tonight starter, 503 innings. So young, but pretty experienced.
2-2 on Hardy, 2 outs and the base is empty. Curveball, strike 3 call. Oh, beautiful pitch on the outside corner. So the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down for a third straight inning. There's the Babe, 2-0 Tigers. that might have an effect on the current 25-man roster?
Well, it was a challenge that I presented to him when the season was over last year, that it was going to be a competition. It wasn't going to be the last man standing like it has been in the past. And Andy and our scouts and the player development people have done a great job of trying to provide us with some depth. We're hoping it wouldn't happen this early, but we'd like to get it out of the way. But, through that, you may find an orchid while searching for a rose, as my dad used to say. So, we'll run them out there. Certainly on paper, certain matchups don't look good because of track record. But, you get some more outings by Jake and some of our young pitchers. They're trying to establish that track record of what we can expect. And that's what I keep telling them. We want to know what we're going to get from you when you get the ball. There's going to be some ups and downs, but we don't want to constantly have the mentality of our hitters being how much is enough. We want to make runs matter, and that means not only in the starting part, but in the relief part. And it creates a good mentality when you feel like you can make runs matter.
So Buck Showalter on Wired Wednesday, and Mike stealing one of your lines, the deep depth, and that's what Buck is alluding to there. The Orioles have already had 2 of their starting pitchers affected this week. Brian Mattis was scratched and ultimately placed on the disabled list. He was to start the second game of the year. Jeremy Guthrie tonight, because of his illness, is missing the start. The hope is Jeremy might be able to pitch on Sunday. That spot would have been occupied by Bergeson, but there's a couple of guys, Justin Ducher's down there. Eventually Mattis is going to come back, and you can only have 5 in the rotation.
Yeah, but you better be 6 or 7 deep in any given year. I mean, even like the Red Sox was last year, they thought they were 7 starters deep and had a hard time finding 5.
2-2 on Victor Martinez. What you want as an organization to be healthy is having those guys knocking on the door. I mean, Zach Britton has charged right through it.
Yeah, he's burst through the door.
2-2 on Martinez, leading off in the 4th. Sky down the left side, slicing back in the crowd out of play. Well, Bergeson last year had really an up and down year, but it did finish very strong. He won 8 games for the season, but 5 came over his last 12 starts.
As you say, up and down, even including trip to the minor leagues or 2.
2-2 on Victor Martinez. Outside ball 3. So again, he's 1-2 on a hitter, and watches the hitter work that full at 3-2.
Well, he's always had a difficult time against left-handed hitters because of that sinker and low arm angle. Lefties last year, 303 with 13 home runs. Righties about 40 points less.
And a payoff pitch, broken bat, right field. Markakis won't get it. That falls for a base hit. So the trend continues for Bergeson. He has not had a 3-up, 3-down inning yet tonight.
Yeah, this time quickly in the stretch. In the other innings, he seemed to get a couple of outs before somebody would get on, or at least one. So that sinker just kind of stays in. Belt high, shatters Martinez's bat right in half. Usually because the hitters are anticipating a strike. Just because it's near jammed, it'll carry into the outfield.
Brennan Bosch now, he reached on the error, which would have been the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. And first ball swinging high, fly ball, shallow center. Jones charging in, he'll get there. And has it for the out, 1 away in the Tiger 4th inning. Martinez back to first. Because those runs are unearned, the staff ERA actually has gone down in this game, even though the Orioles trail.
Yeah, go figure, right?
Here's Johnny Peralta, who worked a walk and eventually scored in the 2nd inning. Outside 1-0. Johnny Peralta came up with the Cleveland Indians, traded over to the Tigers. It was last July 28th. Here's a strike called. He was traded for an A-ball pitcher, Giovanni Soto.
Ended up signing back with the Tigers. A borderline high on the corner.
towards right center field. Markakis and Jones. Markakis and Jones. And Jones runs it down. Fires back towards first base. And it's off the bag, and they might have had him. What a play by Adam Jones, racing towards the gap. 2 down.
Well, that's the thing, the way this Oriole defense plays now, they're bunching in the outfield. You see the loud call by Adam Jones. As you're going to have 2 outfielders meet on most balls in the alley. Martinez unsure. He came about a step or 2 short of touching second, so just a little bit offline. I think Adam had like 4 double plays in the outfield last year. He's trying to get 2 in 1 game.
Showalter on the phone to the bullpen as Ferguson is at 81 pitches, and Buck said before the game 80-85 would probably be the limit. So now he's at 82. Here's Alex Avila.
Yeah, there's some moving around in the Oriole bullpen, even though there's 2 outs.
There's Josh Roop. He'll begin to get loose. A little bit high. Avila had the big hit. He was down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes, hung around, fouled off some pitches, and eventually got one that he could drive, and he hit it off the scoreboard for a 2-run double. There's a strike.
Well, got a pitch he could handle in the inside half of the plate. Also worked himself into a pretty favorable count.
One and 2 on Ferguson, trying to get through this inning. Check swing, appeal to third. He did not go, says Darryl Cousins. And 2-2 the count on Avila. Martinez on first after a leadoff single. And a high fly ball to deep right field. That ball's going to go back onto the flag court. There's a 2-run home run and a 4 RBI game for Avila. Tigers have a 4-0 lead.
And they had the pitch limit right about at 85 for Ferguson. And you could tell by the crack of the bat, supposed to be away, ended up in almost the identical spot where he hit the double his first time up. And short stroke by Avila right out onto the flag court. And you can see by Ferguson's reaction, he knew it was gone too.
So Avila was 1 for his first 10. He is 2 for 2 tonight with 4 RBIs. Showalter's staring out at Brad Ferguson. He's got Roop Warman behind him. Brandon Inge swings through it. It's 0-2. First home run on the year. And the Tigers now with a 4-run lead. This one's lined down the right field line, and that's a fair ball. That's in for a base hit on an 0-2 pitch. Inge will cruise to second base. He's got a double. So on it goes for Ferguson, who's had trouble tonight getting out of innings. And here's Buck Showalter, and that's going to do it. So Ferguson in his season debut will go 3 2/3, and he will exit on the short end of a 4-0 game. So Ferguson will leave. Josh Roop comes in here in the 4th. Orioles down by 4. base, his responsibility. Unable to put hitters away. He got ahead of several, had a tough time with that. Here's Josh Roop.
Well, we said it as the keys to the game. It was really going to be the pitch count was going to be his enemy. Look at Josh Roop's numbers from last year. 11 games of work for the Royals. Had an ERA of almost 6, I guess, well, 5.5. There's an arm that Buck Showalter has always liked. Pitched in on Sunday again in the Tampa Bay series. Pitched the scoreless ninth in the 5-1 win. Fastball, slider, 2 best pitches.
Jackson swings through it. Roop has a good arm. He's got a good fastball. Made his Oriole debut Sunday in the win at Tampa.
You see the late movement on that fastball, 92 miles an hour. Take a look at that 1-1 pitch right to the inside corner, the bottom quadrant of the strike zone.
There's a pop-up. Derek Lee in and has it for the out, so the inning ends. The 2 more scored by the Tigers on the Avila home run, mid-4th, 4-0 Detroit. Justin Verlander now with a 4-0 lead. He's faced 9 batters. He's retired 9 batters, despite pitching ball 1 to 7 of those first 9.
A little bit different statistic. He also has had to sit for long periods of time with some long innings.
And Brian Roberts will lead off his second at bat. Let's see if the Orioles can do something second time through the lineup. And there's a strike. So Brian Roberts' first 4 games, all he's done is hit in every game. He has scored a run in every game. He's got a multi-hit game, and he leads the team in RBIs with 8. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. And Verlander has everything working tonight.
Yeah, he's been sitting for a little bit of come out, break off that curveball. Brian just 3 for 20 lifetime.
And with that 3 for 21 as he's down on strikes on 3 pitches. There's strikeout number 3 and 1 away.
Yeah, wasting no time. Back-to-back breaking balls and beauties. This one right for the outside corner. Not much you can do about that. And Verlander struck out 269 hitters 2 years ago when he went 19-9. He also has a no-hitter in the books. 2007 season in June against the Milwaukee Brewers.
Markakis takes ball one. Verlander has never lost to the Orioles. Foul back. So 1-1 the count. Well, all season the Orioles schedule is packed with fun giveaways, special events you won't want to miss. Mark your calendars now. Orioles Cap Day presented by DAT. That comes your way June 12th. And Buck Showalter Bobblehead Night presented by AT&T on June 25th. For a full list of the upcoming promotions, call 888-848-BIRD or get online at Orioles.com. Verlander has 10 wins against Cleveland, 10 wins against Kansas City, two teams in the Tigers division. That's the most he has against any opponent. And he is 5-0 in his career against the Orioles.
He only had one start against the Orioles last year. 6-2 win, 1-8 in that one. 5 hits, couple of runs, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts.
3-1 on Markakis, and it's high ball 4, and the Orioles have their first base runner. Verlander changed his offseason approach this year because if you look at his career numbers, April has always been a very tough month. In fact, it's the only month in any month in his career in which he has a losing record. He is 7-11 in the month, and his ERA in April in his career 5.02. That's the highest ERA of any month in his career. And here's Derek Lee, throw to first, and Markakis back in. The Orioles have 2 stolen bases on the year, one by Derek Lee and one by Adam Jones. Derek Lee, high fly ball, deep right field. Back it goes. It is out of here. And the Orioles are on the board and chipping back in. There's the first for Derek Lee. The first pitch, pitching from the stretch for the first time tonight, leaves the ballpark.
Okay, he had a great at bat first time against Verlander. This one up and out over the plate, 94 miles an hour. The ball seems to be really carrying towards that way, but this ball is driven up into the flag court. Vladimir swings through it. It's 0-1. So the first home run hit by the Orioles, not hit by Brian Roberts. Well, remember how long it took the Orioles to get a home run from a first baseman last year? I think it was 77 games, and on June 30th where they got their first home run from a first baseman. Fouled straight down to the plate, 0-2 on Vladdy. So since 2008, March and April, 3-8. May to October, 45-27. It's Justin Verlander. In the dirt, Vladdy lays off. Guerrero still looking for his first Oriole RBI. He is now in the longest RBI drought of his career to begin the season, as you saw Derek Lee getting congratulations on the bench. And a ground ball towards the middle and a base hit. Peralta couldn't get to it. Boy, a little lack of range there by the shortstop. That ball slowed on the grass as it was going by, and it still got through for a single. Let's take a look. Low middle of the plate. Just out of the reach of Peralta. So the Orioles bring the tying run to the plate with 1 down. A 3-pitch strikeout of Roberts began the inning, but Buck Showalter's team back within 2. Here's Wieters. First ball swinging, foul back. Wieters has hit in 2 straight games. He also has had back-to-back multi-hit games. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. That pitch, it's almost not fair. I mean, the guy throws 98. You got to look for it. And he's snapping off that breaking ball, hitting the outside corner. No, you can't look for them all. We're trying to pick out one you like.
And he got it. Another breaking pitch. Wieters down on strike, second out. And strikeout number 4 in the second K in this inning.
Yeah, this breaking ball is above average, certainly tonight, even for him. See that late bite and finish.
So Jones comes up representing the tying run. Adam does not yet have an RBI on the year. Vladimir Guerrero at first, not a threat to steal. 2 men down. There's a fastball for a strike.
The fastball's actually creeped up a couple of notches. That one, 97. And Jones not had much success against Verlander, 1 for 10.
Swings at that pitch. Off-speed breaking ball. And swings through it. No balls and 2 strikes on Jones.
What's the thing, when you throw 96, 97, you have to look for the fastball. You can't sit on that breaking ball. It looks like a fastball coming and then takes a severe left.
0-2 on Jones. Runner at first, 2 down. Vladimir running, swung on and missed. So an off-speed breaking ball ends the inning. But Derek Lee, his first Oriole home run onto the flat court. And the Orioles get back in at 4-2 Tigers. We head to the 5th. AT&T Mobility trivia question of the night. Can you name the 2 players in tonight's game to win a batting title? That is a good question. We're going to have to ponder this. Let's see. Miguel Cabrera, maybe?
And Buck Showalter.
Buck Showalter?
Cape Cod League batting title. He had 434 or something. Still a record.
At Fort Lauderdale?
No, in Cape Cod.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think he played for Hyannis, he said.
Let's see here. No, I'm not looking it up. I'm looking at my scorecard at the names. See if anyone jumps out at me. Maybe Vladdy somewhere along the way.
Yeah, lifetime 300 hitter. I'm just not sure.
All right, I'm going to say Guerrero.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Ordonez. Because Ordonez, as a younger player with the White Sox, has some pretty good years. Yeah. All right. Who are you going to pick?
The same 2.
That sounds good.
Okay.
And Buck Showalter as your
it's Cape Cod
2A,
yeah. I mean, it's officially, he won a batting title.
Broken bat bouncer towards third. Reynolds charges. And nicely done to get the speedy Will Rhymes and 1 away in the 5th. All right, the 2 players to win a batting title are... The suspense building. Derek Lee and Maglio Ordonez. So I was right on one, wrong on the other. I had the wrong Oriole.
That's like Cliff Clavin with the, you know.
Norm!
I was right. He did win a batting title. You're wrong, Alex.
Somewhere along the way, it might have been for Harrisburg and Double-A ball. Vladdy had to have won a batting title.
I won one for South Little League, but I'm not in the game tonight, sure.
Well, you're in the game tonight.
For Temple Food Mart, my team.
Josh Roop has retired the 2 batters he's faced since coming on. At the welcome home luncheon today, Josh Roop said he was thrilled to be able to come and sign with the Orioles in the offseason. He grew up in Virginia as an Oriole fan. So to be able to come back and join what's going on here. He also had a history with Buck Showalter back in Texas, so it was a reuniting of Roop and Showalter, and Roop able to come home.
I think we had a conversation in Buck's office down in
Detroit.
In Detroit, before the season was over last year.
1-2 pitches inside, 2-2. Roop has a reputation of being a pitcher who has tremendous stuff, a lot of guts, and if he doesn't think too much, he can be very effective. And a bouncer foul on Maglio Ordonez, batting with the bases empty and 1 down. Now this is an important shutdown inning for Roop because the Tigers got 2 in the top of the 4th on the home run by Avila. That made it 4-0, but the Lee home run has cut that lead in half. You see how they're crowding on the infield on the left side. A big hole up the middle for a ground ball. Here's the 2-2. Just inside, ball 3. And the 3-2 is fouled straight down at the plate. Roop has been in pro ball since 2002 when he was drafted by the White Sox. He was traded to Texas as the player to be named later in exchange for outfielder Carl Everett. In the last 2 years in Kansas City. This one's lined to right. Markakis in on it and makes the catch. And 2 men down. So Roop gets his man. Baseball fans, Masson has a new show dedicated for you, the fan. It's the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, weekdays 5:30 to 6:30, bringing you the latest news and information about the Orioles, Nationals, and the rest of Major League Baseball. Also live batting practice looks-ins, reports from the field, and roundtable discussions. So you can join Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Dave Johnson, and Mel Antonin. They'll discuss the hottest baseball topics and give you maximum access to your favorite teams. It's every day, 5:30 to 6:30 on Masson. So 2 down here in the 5th as Roop is trying to get the Tigers in order, which would be the first time tonight they have gone 3 up and 3 down. Chuck Sweeney foul back. No balls and 2 strikes on Cabrera. And the fastball missing down and in. Josh Roop is a valuable guy in that bullpen because he's one of the multiple inning pitchers. You may remember Buck Showalter so many times during spring training saying, we got to have some guys out there that are not 1-inning men. And Roop has the ability to give the Orioles a couple of innings at a time if needed. High fly ball to center field and deep. Jones is back on it at the wall, and that one's gone. Miguel Cabrera hits it out. That's his 3rd home run, 2nd home run by the Tigers tonight. And Detroit gets one of those back, and it's 5-2.
Well, I've seen a lot of fastballs in this series. 250th career home run for Cabrera. And you can tell again by the crack of the bat, ends up low middle of the plate.
And into the bleachers it goes. So Cabrera's third already on the year. And the Tigers do answer back, at one of those runs back. What a threat he is in the middle of the lineup. First run allowed by Roop on the young season. And here is Victor Martinez. Fouls it back. Martinez doubled in the fourth inning leading off, and he was on at first base with 2 down before Alex Avila hit the 2-run home run off Bergeson. Ball taken, 1-1 to count. Tigers have now out-hit the Orioles 6-2. Down and away, 2-1 on Victor Martinez. Martinez was out on the free agent market, and he was wooed to Detroit. And this ball's belted to right field. Markakis is back on it, and that ball's going to get out of here. Back-to-back home runs, Cabrera and Martinez, and the Tigers get the 2 runs back. And once again lead it by 4. Second home run on the year for Victor Martinez.
Yeah, third in the last 2 innings. Well, Victor had started slowly, 3 for his first 18. Last couple of bats, he got a bloop single, seemed to get him going, and this one he launches into right center field.
Oriole pitching coming into this game had allowed just 1 home run all season in the first 4 games, and that was the home run by Zobrist off Jim Johnson in Tampa. And the Tigers tonight have hit 3. And then Bosch fouls it off.
Well, that's why they went out and got Victor Martinez. A little protection behind Cabrera, who last year had 32 intentional walks.
Bosch is 0 for 2. He did reach on an error and score. Tigers gave Victor Martinez a 4-year deal worth $50 million to join their club. Sharply hit to Roberts at second base. Bryan has it. He'll get it to first to get Bosch, and the inning's over. But the Tigers get 2 more back-to-back home runs. Cabrera, Martinez, 6-2 Detroit. Flanagan at Camden Yards. You knew eventually Detroit was going to break out. You just hoped it wasn't with the long ball. 3 home runs on the board tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to keep this Tiger club down, and so the ball seems to be jumping tonight. That Bergeson got himself some tough counts and really wore him down pinch count wise, and now they're into the bullpen.
And you look at the matchup coming in tonight. Tigers had their ace on the mound, still do, Justin Verlander, as Brad Bergeson made the spot start, if you will. Tigers, you knew, had to feel comfortable with their best on the mound, hoping to break out of it.
Yeah, they've been due to explode. Certainly Verlander, in my estimation, one of the best in the business. Just top shelf all the way across the board in his pitches. So he's a pretty amazing guy.
So Verlander looking for his first win on the year. He pitched to a no decision against the Yankees last Thursday. He pitched the Tigers' season opener. That was against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. And he'll go to work here in the bottom of the 5th, once again with a 4-run lead. Here's Mark Reynolds, and there's a strike. It'll be Reynolds, then PA, and Hardy. That is the lower third of the Orioles lineup. What you'd like to see is another inning like last inning, where the Orioles got 6 men to the plate and able to at least force Verlander to work to get out of the inning. Up to then, he had retired 3 up, 3 down for the first 3 innings and did get the first batter in the 4th.
Yeah, a couple of great at bats by Derek Lee, really driving the pitch count up the first time, running it to a 3-2 count. Second time taking him deep.
And it's off the plate outside. There's Derek Lee, first Oriole home run tonight. Reynolds would like to do the same. Hard hit ball towards third, fielded there by Inge. And the long throw gets Reynolds, and 1 away. As we look in from center field on this nice night here at Camden Yards. There's Felix PA, who rounded out his first at bat. And the fastball's a little low. Felix getting another start. Luke Scott still not able to get into the starting lineup.
I think he's the only eligible player not to have played so far. Brad Bergeson, I think, was the last pitcher to work in a game.
Two 2-0 on PA. Bounce past the mound. There's Rhymes. And gets it to first, and back-to-back ground out, and 2 away in the Oriole 5th. The Junior Orioles Dugout Club is Birdland's best value in family entertainment. Kids 14 and under get tickets to 10 games, plus an exclusive club hat, membership card, and more for only $20. And members even get exclusive giveaway items at each game. Family and friends can get tickets as low as $6. To find out more, 888-848-BIRD or online at Orioles.com. J.J. Hardy takes a strike. Hardy was called out on strikes his first at bat, one of 5 strikeouts by Verlander. There's a bouncer towards the middle, fielded by Peralta. A lot of range there, and he gets it to first. Takes a base hit away from Hardy, and the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down for a 4th time tonight. We're through 5 at Camden Yards, 6-2 Detroit. presented by Verizon Wireless, followed by game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN. And the deuce is wild tonight. Tigers have 3 of them. As Roop stays on, here's Peralta, looks over ball 1. Peralta, Avila, and Inge, lower third of the Tigers lineup. And again, it's low, ball 2.
Interesting to see how long Buck Showalter stays with Roop. He's considered their longest man in the bullpen.
Peralta fouls it off.
Last thing you want to do is really go through your bullpen on any given night. I mean, that's why they wanted Ferguson to run deeper in the ballgame. But once you make that decision to potentially start that parade through the bullpen, it's one of the reasons that you also don't like one-inning relievers. Just this type of game.
Well, 3-1 the count on Peralta. High pop-up. J.J. Hardy at shortstop settles under it. And Peralta's down for the first out in the 6th inning. The Tigers in this game have still not been retired. 3 up and 3 down. The shortest inning, if you will, was the first for Ferguson because of the double play. There was a 1-out walk to Rhymes, who was doubled up.
Yep, they've only had one leadoff man reach base.
Well, one of the things that really hurt Ferguson tonight, in his 3 2/3 innings, he allowed 8 runners to reach, including Bosch, who reached on the error by Brian Roberts. And 7 of those 8 runners had 2 strikes on them when they got on base. So when you look at how close you were to possibly retiring a batter, and instead he got on.
Oh, you're right. If you get 2 strikes, you really want to be able to put the hitter away. I think league average with 2 strikes is right around 200.
So Alex Avila having a big night.
Well, I can tell you the zone you want to stay away from is belt high on the inside part of the plate. 1 a double and 1 a homer out into the flag court.
And a 4 RBI night. Right now, he's the difference in the game. Strike at the knees.
Almost the same spot. You can see this 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Low middle. A little bit of a pull-up by Wieters. Gets the call.
Now back 2-2. What would you call that? Framing?
Well framed. Soft hands.
Roop came on with 2 outs in the 4th. He's allowed 2 runs on a pair of solo home runs. He has worked an inning and 2/3 so far. Time requested at the plate. Avila was a 5th-round pick in 2008. Played in college at the University of Alabama. Sharply hit towards Lee at first. The one-time Gold Glover has it. He'll go to the base unassisted. And 2 down here in the 6th inning.
You knew Lee's also won a batting title. I know you didn't know that.
I know.
I had to go look it up. I thought Vladdy would have won one, but you know, Vladimir hit .345 one year and didn't win a batting title.
That should teach you to follow me when it's trivia.
I did, and look where did it get me? I was going to say Derek Lee. You said Vladdy. I just went along with you.
That's what I mean. You followed
Derek
me.
Lee hit .335 and led the league. And my guy Guerrero hit .345 and didn't lead the league. And Showalter hit .434 in the Cape League.
And you led your Little League.
And I led, South Little League, the Temple Food Mart, to a title.
Up there in New Hampshire.
That's right. We played all 4 games.
You got to hit each game.
Yes.
The title.
Won the batting title. I hit in every game I ever played in the Little League, all 4.
Roop last worked 2 innings in a major league game September 24th of 2008 against Oakland. He allowed 2 runs on 3 hits in those 2 innings, including a home run. Real 2 to Inge, and he got him. So Inge down on strikes, and for the first time tonight, Tigers go 3 up and 3 down.
Lee staying right down, driving the ball right up to the flat court. Then Cabrera at the dead center field. And then Victor Martinez would also fall. So 4 home runs in the ball game tonight. Ball flying pretty well here at Camden Yards tonight. Derek Lee, 2-run homer. First is an Oriole. Avila starting to heat up, and Cabrera has always been an outstanding talent. Number 250 of his career.
Top of the lineup for the Birds in the 6th. Here's Brian Roberts, who is 0 for 2. Fouls it back. Brian looking to extend his season-opening hitting streak to 5 straight. And struck out his last at-bat, also flied out to left field. Chutney fouls it off of Alex Avila, rolls behind the plate.
Yeah, Verlander, such a talent. Last time up, nothing but curveballs. This time, nothing but fastballs. You see Derek Lee and Adam Jones discussing maybe sequences. Adam Jones has never had much luck against Verlander.
Verlander ahead 0-2. Curveball outside. 6 of the 9 Oriole batters in the lineup tonight are hitless. They're all 0 for 2. Markakis has a walk, Lee a home run, and Guerrero a single. They're the only 3 Orioles to reach in this game. And it's tied 2-2. All this from Verlander, who yesterday was still feeling the effects of some food poisoning. A bad meal he apparently had in New York City last Thursday night after he pitched.
You should also feel so bad.
And it's high, ball 3.
Yeah, he really wants to get him out with that breaking ball, frustrated.
Here's Jose Valverde just playing catch.
The little bit eccentric Valverde. Quite the character.
And ball 4. So how about that? Verlander got ahead of Roberts, and Brian works a leadoff walk. Well, once again, the Orioles are offering you the perfect way to celebrate your birthday Birdland style. All fans who register at Orioles.com/birthday receive a free ticket for any non-prime home game during their birth month. And fans with birthdays in the offseason can also get a free ticket. For all the details, 888-848-BIRD, or if you prefer, just get online, Orioles.com/birthday. Second walk allowed by Verlander. For the first time tonight, the Orioles have their leadoff man on. When's your birthday?
December.
Mine too. So we'd have to.
Same day?
I think you're older.
Why? Am I the 16th and you the 17th?
No, mine's the 21st, first day of winter.
21st? Oh, wow.
Shortest day of the year.
Well, you always get to open your Christmas present early, too.
No, they always say wait 4 days.
Yeah, give it to me in July.
I'll see you at Christmas.
Next July.
1-0 on Markakis. Foul back towards us. Nick has hit in 3 of the first 4 games. Began the night 6th in the league in batting.
Well, I think I share my birthday with Billy Ripken and Beethoven, but I know they're not the same year either.
And a quick throw to first. Roberts dives back in. How's Billy on the piano?
His hair's not as long as Beethoven's, I know that.
Four-run lead for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th. Another throw to first as Verlander's convinced Roberts might take off. And Verlander steps off. He is really bothered by Roberts at first base. He allowed 24 steals last year in 31 attempts. And a foul off the plate. The Tigers on the young season have not yet caught a potential base stealer. The opposition is a perfect 4 for 4. Now, Jim Leyland knows his team has a 4-run lead, so if you're the Orioles, would you risk it? Base runners have been tough to come by against Verlander.
Well, Verlander pretty quick to the plate. Buck's got his eye on what's going over at first base also.
1-2 on Markakis. Fastball too tight, 2-2.
It just seems like Verlander tonight, when he gets ahead, he wants to strike you out. And I think that's why he got in trouble with Brian Roberts. Instead of just, staying within yourself and finishing off the hitter, it just seems like tonight he's trying to strike out hitters.
Roberts, pretty good lead. And Markakis pops it straight up, back of the plate. Avila throws the mask, and he has it for the out. So Markakis retired, and 1 away in the 6th inning. And here comes Derek Lee, who got the Orioles on the board in the 4th.
That fastball up and out over the plate, went right with it. Right over that right field wall. I'm sure that felt good to fill a column.
Well, Lee, his first Oriole home run, his first Oriole RBIs. Roberts at first now with 1 down. And the fastball's outside, 1-0. Derek Lee, 35. He'll turn 36 in September. His 15th big league season. Another quick throw to first. Derek Lee was actually drafted by the Padres, but he was then traded to the Florida Marlins following the '97 season. He made his major league debut with San Diego in '97, and then after that season he was traded to the Marlins, where he stayed until the offseason of '03, where he was dealt to the Cubs. And last year, the Cubs traded him to Atlanta for the final 6 weeks of the season. Fouled at the plate, 1-2. He is one of 3 Oriole hitters in the lineup to have had a 40 home run season, all acquired in the offseason. Vladimir Guerrero, Derek Lee, and Mark Reynolds. 1-2 the count with Roberts on at first base and 1 out. And he got it. So Lee down on strikes. There's number 6 to Verlander, and 2 away.
It breaks out the kitchen sink, finishing him off with an 87-mile-an-hour changeup. Let's see how he gets there. First pitch is a slider away. Fastball right after him, 93. Back-to-back. 1-2 pitch. Again, staying pretty much right in the middle of the zone until, again, that changeup off the plate gets him.
2 down for Guerrero. Singled his last at bat, 1 out of 2. And then Verlander again steps off and looks Brian Roberts back to first base. And the fastball's high, 1-0. There's John Russell at third, the Orioles coach. Vladimir now 3 hits on the year, all 3 hit singles. Roberts takes off. Vladimir swings through it, throw to second base, not in time. After all that, Verlander paying all that attention to him, Roberts got a huge jump. His first steal of the year.
It really lulled him to sleep. Watch this early jump. He had a couple of extra steps. So that was the thing about Verlander. I think what he read, there's times when Verlander will come set and not even look at first. And Brian just happened to pick one of those.
Scoring position with 2 down. And foul straight down at the plate. 1-2 on Guerrero with Roberts at second base. So 5 have successfully stolen on the Tigers on the young season. The ball and 2 strikes on Guerrero. Fouled out of play to the right.
A little slower getting the sign, though, to run around second. You have to use multiple signs. Some great backspin. Just in on the hands of Guerrero.
And with the Exmo slowing that down, it still got up there in a hurry.
It was still quick.
Verlander taking his time. 1-2 on Vladdy. Line drive right field. That'll fall, base hit. Roberts around third. He's being sent by Russell. Here's the throw by Ordonez. It's not in time. And it gets away from Avila. Guerrero's going to try to go to second base. Throw is high. He is out at second base. Is the call by Jim Wolf. It looked like he had the foot in. A bang-bang play at second base, and that'll end the inning. The Orioles do get a run back. So Vladimir comes through with 2 men down. The base hit to right field, trying to advance on the overthrow. Roberts comes around to score, and the Orioles get one back. We'll head to the 7th in a 6-3 game. reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Vladimir Guerrero gets his first RBI. Here's the play at second base. The throw is high. The tag, the foot looked like it was there. Jim Wolf disagreed.
Yeah, you can see Vladdy talking to some of the teammates saying he tagged me high.
There's a bouncer to short. J.J. Hardy has it, gets it across, and it's in time to get the hustling Jackson. And one away as Josh Root stays on in the seventh.
Well, he's giving Buck Showalter some important innings tonight after Bergeson left early.
So Derek Lee has his first Oriole home run and RBIs. And Vladimir Guerrero now his first RBI. Here's Will Rhymes.
Yeah, tonight they've knocked in all the runs.
Michael Gonzalez now beginning to get loose. 5 in a row retired by Root since the second of the back-to-back home runs in the 5th inning. There's a fastball to use, 1-1. Tigers were retired in order in the 6th for the first time tonight. 3 up, 3 down. The winless Red Sox are trailing again. They're down 3-2 at Cleveland in the 5th. Another ground ball to short. This one hits slowly. Hardy has to charge. Throw on the run. He got it. Oh, what a play. Rhymes can get down that line. J.J. Hardy with that strong and sure arm got him. 2 outs.
Yeah, pretty much slap and go. Hardy comes in, one-handed pickup, and on the run, low sidearm throw. Nice play.
Maglio Ordonez now, bases empty. Swings through it on 1. Looked like it dipped underneath the swing. Line to left field, that's a base hit. PA was over towards the Gapple field. He'll fire it back in. There's a 2-out single. And Maglio Ordonez has a 2-hit night. And here is Miguel Cabrera, who can hit it a long way, as he did in the 5th inning for his 3rd home run.
Yep, the 250th of his career. And he just turned 28. Seems like he has been around forever.
And a pinch runner as Ordonez leaves. There's Casper Wells out of Towson University. Pinch running here in the 7th inning. He'll stay in defensively. And a hard hit ball foul down the line. Strike 1 on Cabrera. We'll follow the Orioles with the MLB.com At-Bat 2011 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get scores, stats, highlights, live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, and more. Text At-Bat to 31826. Or visit Orioles.com for all the details. Take it low, 1-1 the count. Showalter would love for Root to retire Cabrera, and then he could go to Gonzalez to begin the 8th inning with switch hitter and lefty Martinez and Bosch following Cabrera. Fastball misses inside.
Probably his last hitter either way.
The Blue Jays are 3-1. They're leading at home against Oakland 4-3 in the 8th. And Tampa Bay lost again. The Angels beat the Rays 5-1. They complete an 0-6 homestand to begin the year. And they'll head off to Chicago now. They'll be the White Sox home opener, probably thrilled to get away from the Trop. After going 0-6.
They're off to a tough start, losing Longoria and losing Carlos Pena, losing Carl Crawford over the winner. They're losing their 3, 4, 5 hitters. Much different looking ball club.
Two and two on Cabrera, who is 1 out of 3 with a homer. Casper Wells, the pinch runner, leading from first. And a time requested by Wieters, who will now go out to the mound. And remember, the scouting report, if you will, on Roop is that when he just looks at the sign and throws, he's pretty good.
So what is Wieters telling him right there?
Throw what I put down.
And quickly.
Stop shaking me off.
We haven't seen too many head shakes with Wieters behind the plate.
Connor looking on from the Oriole bench. 2 and 2 on Miguel Cabrera. And it's high ball 3. So full count with 2 down. Wells will be off with the pitch. Runner goes, and it's low ball 4. So after retiring the first 2 on ground outs, a single and a walk, and that'll do it for Roop. So pitching change as Showalter has signaled for Michael Gonzalez to come on and switch Victor Martinez to the other side. Gonzalez comes on, 6-3 Detroit in the 7th. Worked on Saturday in Tampa. This is second appearance of the year after getting in 29 games last year. Long time on the disabled list after the rough first week last season in his Oriole debut. So he'll go to work now on Victor Martinez, who has had a big night.
He had a pretty decent spring, did Michael Gonzalez. 4.5 ERA, 8 innings of work, struck out 13 in 8 appearances. So Buck Showalter trying to flip Victor Martinez around to the right side.
Last year, Martinez owned left-handed pitching. Breaking ball inside, and he's had a big night.
He's off to a quiet start with a solo home run in the 5th. 7th career homer against the Orioles.
Last year, he led all of Major League Baseball batting .400 against left-handed pitching. There's another reason why the Tigers signed him.
That's it, huh? Well, switch hitter protection behind Cabrera.
12 home runs also.
Yeah. Catch, play first. DH.
Up the foul out of play, an off-speed pitch it looked like.
Yeah, a little bit more over the top. They've been trying to get Mike Gonzalez not to fall so badly towards third base at the end of his delivery. No, it was pretty square. Square to the plate.
2-1 the count. Gonzalez did allow a run in a third of an inning in Tampa on Saturday night. He had back-to-back walks, and one of the walks did score. High fly ball to left. PA is back on it, and on the warning track, he's got it for the out. Martinez gets under its 7th inning stretch at the ballpark. 6-3 Detroit. Game, and the Orioles just can't get that big inning going against Verlander.
Yeah, he has great stuff. There's no question about it. And obviously the Tiger offense coming through, finally exploding for some home runs, which they haven't hit too many coming in. They've scored some runs, but they also have their ace on the hill tonight.
You look at this game coming in, and things have been going so well for the Orioles. All the breaks, many of which they created for themselves, going their ways. And this could be one of those law of averages games, because the Tigers are contenders, and many picked to win the division in the Central Division. They were due to have a breakout game. Unfortunately for Brad Bergeson and the Orioles, it looks like that came tonight.
Yeah, they started off tough. They had to go through New York, and they have to come through here when the Orioles are playing great ball. So they're a good ball club. They finished 500 last year, but they're a better club than that.
Yeah, when you see the long balls, the Orioles have 1 home run tonight, but the Tigers getting back-to-back, plus the Avila home run, so they've out-homered them 3-1.
Well, right, that's an instant offense, when you get a couple multiple run homers, and they got a pretty good punch in the middle of that lineup.
So Casper Wells stays in the game in right field. He pitch ran for Ordonez. And there's Ryan Rayburn. He comes in left field. So Bosch is out of the game. So new outfield. Verlander stays on. As Wieters takes a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. It'll be Wieters, Adam Jones, and Mark Reynolds for the Orioles here in the 7th inning. Fouls off the breaking ball to stay alive. Matt 0 for 2 on the night. He has struck out, and he has grounded out. Verlander in search of his first win on the year. And he got him. Oh, outstanding changeup. So Verlander gets Wieters, and one away here in the 7th. Well, for every Orioles walk this season, CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to support the Living Classrooms Foundation. To date, the Orioles have drawn 8 walks for a total of $400. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Adam Jones now, 1 out and none on. And he takes a strike. Villarreal and Daniel Schlereth are getting loose. The Orioles wouldn't mind seeing either of them.
Anyone.
Jones 0 for 2. He has popped up foul and struck out. Just off the plate outside.
Well, just borderline. Yours have been averaging 7 strikeouts a game. That is their offense. 28 strikeouts coming into tonight. Only 3 looking third strike. So the club is going down swinging.
1-2 pitch, check swing. He went too far. Jim Joyce doesn't ask. He rings him up himself. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the 7th inning. That's 8 now and 2 men down.
Well, establish that breaking ball, gets ahead in 1-2 pitch, and then just tries to nail the outside corner. Just a check swing by Adam Jones. Just trying to stay alive.
Mark Reynolds now, he's 0 for 2. And there's a strike.
97th pitch by Verlander. Then went 114 pitches against the Yankees, but that in just 6 innings. A little bit better shape tonight.
And strike 2. 5 through 9 in the Orioles lineup here tonight are 0 for 12. Verlander's allowed 3 hits and 2 walks. And Reynolds is down on strikes, and Verlander strikes out the side. He has 9. Orioles go 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the 8th. 6-3 Detroit. Tigers, text in your vote now and have your voice heard. A, B, or C to 51862. Michael Gonzalez stays on. He retired Victor Martinez to end the 7th inning on a ball that just did stay in the ballpark. Ryan Rayburn batting for the first time. He went in defensively in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Rayburn, Peralta, and Avila. Gonzalez gets a curveball in there for a strike. Be interesting to see what Jim Leland does when we leave Verlander in there after 7 innings. This ball's belted to left field off the bat of Rayburn, and it's going to bounce up into the crowd for a ground rule double. So Michael Gonzalez, who saw Victor Martinez hit a ball to the warning track, has now seen Rayburn double.
Well, they'd like to bat right-handed hitters, certainly against Gonzalez, with that low 3-quarter delivery, much easier for a right-hander to square up.
So Rayburn picks up his 2nd double of the season. Peralta is 0 for 2. He's also walked. There's a strike. But Verlander certainly has been in command. He has 9 strikeouts, and for him, his pitch count is relatively low. But Jim Leland So Dave Dombrowski give Joaquin Benoit 3 years, $16.5 million to be the setup man. And we'll have to see what happens when the Orioles come to bat in the 8th. Will it be Verlander or the setup man brought in from Tampa Bay? Peralta's flied out, popped up. He's also walked and scored. And speaking of Benoit, there he is. So Benoit getting loose in the Tiger pen.
And I would think if he's up, he's going to be coming in.
Gonzalez misses high, 1-2. Rayburn leadoff double. He leads off second base. Roberts trying to keep it close. And a fisted foul off the bat of Peralta. Verlander's at 99 pitches through his 7 innings. One and two. Center field chasing Jones back. He'll make the catch going on to the warning track. That allows Rayburn to tag and get to third. So Peralta does his job with nobody down and the runner at second. He advances into third base.
Yeah, hit it right on the button, but well defensed.
Alex Avila will come up, already with a career-high 4 RBIs on the night. He also had 4 RBIs August 7, 2009 against the Twins. That was when he was called up from the minor leagues in 09. Orioles have to play the infield in, down by 3 runs with 6 outs to go. Foul, got a piece of Wieters.
That little smile on the face of Wieters was fouled right back into the mask. And then you're really never sure when that's going to come. We're talking around baseball with all sports about concussions.
One on Avila. Check swing. And it's outside.
This 0-1 pitch from Gonzalez. That was just off the corner.
And Gonzalez misses high. This is the first left-handed batter that Gonzalez is facing, as you see Verlander peeking from the Tiger bench with his jacket on. Temperature dipping as the game has progressed.
Yeah, Ben was sat down in the bullpen. So I'm not really sure, but a little bit of a coolish night. Verlander still in the dugout, and I would expect Benoit will still be throwing with just 1 out.
And Verlander, he's a horse. He can get you deep in those games, as he already has. Here's the 2-2, just outside, ball 3. Gonzalez thought it was a strike. And Showalter, looking from the Oriole bench, knows how big that runner is at third. Jim Joyce has the plate tonight. And a base hit up the middle. Avila has a 5 RBI night. Here's Rayburn to score, and the Tigers have a 7-3 lead. What a night for Alex Avila.
That double RBIs his first time up, low, middle, just short strokes, right back up the middle. We had the 2-run homer in the 4th.
And Rayburn getting congratulations. He got it started with a double, and there's Avila at first with a career-high 5 RBI night. Brandon Inge now. And Michael Gonzalez is really struggling with his command.
Well, that's the thing. He really is the only left-hander in the bullpen.
Avila leading from first with 1 down. Inge pops it up. Foul ground, third base side, and Reynolds runs out of room. He rolls back in the crowd. You know, you wonder, because the starters have been pitching so well, if maybe the lack of getting in games might be hurting the bullpen a little bit tonight. I mean, it's only been 2 pitchers, but Gonzalez hasn't pitched since last Saturday. And it's a better problem to have.
I would say, yeah. Which one do I want to have? The starters pitching great?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Britton looking on.
Well, that's different.
Right next to him.
And that's the difference between being a starter and a reliever. Starter, you usually know exactly when you're going to pitch.
And he got him. So he came back again with an off-speed pitch, and Inge down on strikes. Inge has struck out 3 times tonight and 2 away.
It looks like a straight changeup. Inge way out in front.
With 2 down.
Well, the Orioles only with 4 strikeouts, and you're right, Inge with 3 of them.
And here's Austin Jackson, the leadoff man, up for a 5th time tonight. Curveball's outside and high.
You can see Gonzalez really fighting with himself. He's trying to stay on line to the plate and not pull off towards third. It's just a tough habit for him to break.
Avila runs, pitch is taken, throw to second base on his knees is not in time. As Alex Avila, the catcher, got a huge jump on Michael Gonzalez, and he steals second base.
And Gonzalez not even concerned about the runner, so concerned about the plate. And Avila not a burner by any stretch of the imagination. It's a pretty good
job there, getting that ball down there that quickly from his knees.
That was pretty close, a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Ground ball towards third. That is a fair ball. Reynolds long throw across. He got him. Mark Reynolds just saved a run. Got to the ball. Came up and fired across to get Austin Jackson, who can run. Tigers get a run. It's a 7-3 Detroit lead. Jerseys and T-shirts using their favorite or former current Oriole logos, art, plus fans can mark special occasions at Oriole Park with T-shirts customized to that day or night's game. So for an exciting one-of-a-kind Birdland keepsake, stop by the all-new T-shirt shop at Oriole Park. And you might want to get one with number 12 and Mark Reynolds on there if you like defense. That was a heck of a play to end the inning.
Play.
So Verlander pitched 100 on the night. That's a strike to PA. PA bounced towards the hole. That squirts on through for a base hit. So the Orioles down by 4 get the leadoff man on in the 8th inning. So Verlander comes out to begin the 8th. Got ahead of PA, but Felix singles for his first hit tonight. 9 strikeouts. Here's J.J. Hardy, one of those strikeouts. He was called out in the 3rd. And Hardy takes a strike. First, PA diving back in. Verlander retired the first 10 of the game. The Orioles then rallied in the 4th. A walk to Markakis and the home run by Lee. Guerrero also singled. Curveball for a strike. What a pitch. Wow.
That seemed like it started off in Hardy's eyes. Watch him kind of look at it and want to pull the trigger. And this keeps biting into the strike zone.
Tapper back towards the mound. Verlander goes to second in time to get PA. Not only does he pitch well, he fields well. He got the lead runner. So PA's retired and 1 away.
That made it look easy. He had a little trouble getting that out of his glove. Right here, and he decides to go to second base. Just a little hesitation. Nice accurate throw. Quick throw. Snap throw.
This is 8th inning of work. 5 of the innings he has had 3 up, 3 down innings. Ryan Roberts takes outside. We mentioned early in the game that the Orioles pitching staff coming into this game have been a perfect 4-0 with an ERA of 1. And a big reason for that, as Roberts takes a strike, is that they were allowing only 8 base runners per game. Verlander in this game has allowed 6 base runners. Roberts to right field. There is Casper Wells. He makes the catch, and 2 men are down. So Roberts hit it hard, but right to Wells. Valverde, the closer, and Benoit, the setup man, both getting loose. And here's Nick Markakis. Nick walked and scored in the 4th. High pop-up. Shallow right. Out goes Rhymes, and the second baseman calls, and he's got it for the out. So Valverde, the leadoff single, but he pitches out of it. We'll head to the 9th at Camden Yards. 7-3 Detroit. Let's look at the Inner Harbor on this cool night, but tell you what, a lot more comfortable than we thought it was going to be. And here is Kevin Gregg, who comes on for an inning of work here as the Orioles trail by 4. As Buck Showalter has not been able to get Gregg into a game since last Saturday when he picked up a save in his Oriole debut.
Yeah, trying to keep him certainly fresh and in tune. Gregg now 32 years old, 6'6", 230.
Will Rhymes is 0 for 3. He's also drawn a walk. And time requested at the plate. And Showalter and Mark Connor talking it over on the bench. And that's a little low 1-1. I definitely agree with your premise that you want your starters to pitch the majority of the innings, but it is kind of interesting though watching if the relievers don't get some kind of regular work, how they're a little off.
Yeah, you have to manage yourself. You know, again, the starters know exactly what day they're going to pitch, well in advance, and relievers don't. And you may go 4 or 5 days without pitching, then you may pitch 3 days in a row. You have to learn, and I'm sure Kevin has learned. If you don't get into a game every other day, then you throw on the second day, whether it's for 5 minutes. You find ways to keep yourself sharp.
And strike 3 called, came right at him. So Rhymes down on strikes and 1 away in the 9th inning. Let's get an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game, and Derek Lee with his first Oriole home run getting that hometown vote, 65%. Verlander 28, Alex Avila 5 RBI night, 7%. Still time to text in your vote, A, B, or C to 51862, and Amber and Rick will have the results coming up on O's Extra Postgame.
I don't know if you know this, Derek Lee won a batting title. Just thought I'd put it out there.
Stop following me. I'm telling you, I'm horrible at that game. See, you should have known when I said Guerrero, there was probably no way you ever won.
There's no way. You just fogged me all up, though.
There's your guy. There's
batting time. Everybody knew that.
Jasper Wells is batting for a first time. Ordonez went 2 out of 4. Foul out of play, 2-2.
Jeremy Accardo getting loose in the Oriole bullpen.
Wells to center field. Jones ranging under it. So the Towson Tiger, Casper Wells, skies out to Jones for the second out. Casper Wells played at Towson via Schenectady, New York. 2 down. And here's Miguel Cabrera yet again. It seems like he's been up every inning. It's his 5th plate appearance tonight. Foul back. That's foul. There's a threat of rain in the forecast in Baltimore tonight, but never did get here. In fact, the sky was pretty clear at game time. Yankees and Twins in New York tonight scheduled postponed because of rain. The Blue Jays have 1. And it's down and away. And the Red Sox are trailing in Cleveland in the 7th, 4-2. Boston is trying to avoid starting 0-5. Inside the Cabrera, 2-2. Tampa Bay has lost. They're 0-6. So the Blue Jays are trying to equal the Orioles at 4-1. If this score stays the same, Orioles still have 1 more at bat. 2-2 on Miguel Cabrera. Hard hit ball. Oh, what a stop by Reynolds. Can he get it out of his glove? He can't. The ball stuck in the webbing of the glove. It was hit so hard. You saw him grab again, and he couldn't get the ball out. That's how hard that ball was hit.
You can see it right there. Stuckey has to manually push it through the webbing and back and just can't get a grip on it.
Mark Jacobson, the official score tonight, says base hit. He's not going to penalize Reynolds, and he's not going to penalize Cabrera, who smoked it.
It was a little far to throw the glove across the infield. But that was a rocket.
Here's Victor Martinez. Look at that. It nearly went all the way through the glove and just stuck there. Martinez has a home run tonight, a solo shot. And the glove appears to be okay. Catch that ball in the webbing so it
don't catch it in front of your face, right?
Outside, 2-1. I don't think I've ever seen that. Quite like that.
What, stuck in the webbing?
Like that.
Oh.
Martinez has a multi-hit game. Now Cabrera does as well. And that's called foul past Tom Brookins, the first base coach.
Used to happen all the time in the minor leagues because most of the guys had tape for the webbing of their glove.
He's still inspecting the glove.
Just wants to make sure. I mean, that's not much of a web on the glove. A couple of pieces of rawhide. See, he's tightening them back up. That's always how you knew you were throwing well as a pitcher, when the infielders were, their equipment was breaking down from line drives.
Time requested at the plate. Orioles in the bottom of the ninth will have Derek Lee, Vladimir Guerrero, and Matt Wieters coming up. We'll see against who. Wieters now will head out for a chat with Greg. The Tigers have out-hit Buck Showalter's team 11-4 in this game. Willie Randolph, his bench coach, chatting with the skipper. And there's Jim Leyland, who's closing in on 1,500 wins as a Major League manager. 2-2 is a ground ball base hit the other way. They were playing in the pull, and he hit it past Reynolds. Trying for third is Cabrera. He'll make it. And heading to second base is Victor Martinez with a double. So Martinez has a 3-hit night.
That came into this series, I guess, 3 for his first 18 of the year. This one, fastball away, just goes right with it. Single, double, and a homer for Martinez tonight. 12th hit for the Tigers.
Takes off all the body armor. Tom Brookins, first base coach, came out to collect it. Now, he went exactly against how the Orioles had him play defensively.
Yeah, that was against the shift.
Ryan Rayburn, his second at-bat, he came on defensively. Strike one. Check swinging a breaking ball, and it's outside. Wieters wanted an appeal. Jim Joyce does not ask.
Even though the Orioles down 7-3, what Buck Showalter wanted to accomplish tonight was really to get Mike Gonzalez back on track and also Get Kevin Gregg, who didn't have a particularly good spring training either, back on track.
Slow roller back towards the mound. Gregg barehanded pickup, fires to first, and that ends the inning. So 2 hits in the inning, 2 left. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth. Interesting inning for Reynolds. 7-3 Detroit.
It wasn't. 2 big errors in the middle of that inning cost the Orioles a couple of runs. Brad Bergeson's on the hook for the first loss of the season. Oriole big bats need to come alive in the 9th inning.
Bottom of the order coming up here in the bottom of the 9th. We'll see you after the game.
All right, Amber and Rick, thank you very much. So here we go to the 9th. The night is done for Verlander. And it is not the closer coming on because it is a 4-run lead. So it's Joaquin Benoit, Mike, to get an inning.
Yeah, he had some kind of outstanding season last year with Tampa. 60 innings, 30 hits, 9 earned runs, 11 walks, and 75 strikeouts. Went out onto the free agent market, landed in Detroit. Probably got closer money, but he's maybe one of the premier setup guys in all of baseball. Fastball, at times an unhittable splitter, and can be almost agonizingly slow on the mound. So we'll see how, if he is quickened up coming over here with the Tigers than he was with Tampa.
Tigers are paying $5.5 million per year times 3 to set up Valverde. There's Derek Lee. He had a 2-run home run in the 4th. He's also struck out twice. Verlander, 8 innings, 3 runs on 4 hits, 9 strikeouts and 2 walks. And only 6 base runners allowed by Verlander. When you strike out 9, pretty tough to get on base.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. If the Orioles had kept up with their formula and only allowed 1 run tonight, it would be kind of the same formula they've used in the past. A couple of multi-run homer. What's different is the 7 runs allowed.
Lee watches it sail outside. 1-1 to count. There's Verlander on the bench. Anxious to pick up his first win of the year, and this is second start. So he allowed 3 runs in his first start, 3 runs tonight. Lee swings through it. And that's the thing about Benoit, the off-speed pitch.
Yeah, that's that splitter changeup, 83 miles an hour. Lee way out in front.
Ball and 2 strikes. Straight back.
Derek Lee just trying to put the good part of the bat on him. 95 miles an hour. You can see the 83 mile an hour changeup. And again, he's almost painstakingly slow on the mound. He'll come set. Even after he comes set, he'll take a couple of deep breaths. End up with some sore hands waiting for him to throw the ball.
Another 1-2 pitch. And Lee fouls it off to stay alive. Benoit has been around a long time. Missed all of 2009 with an injury. It was shoulder surgery. He came up with the Rangers organization, and he stayed with Texas all the way through 2009. Missed that entire year, and then he signed with Tampa Bay. Inside and low. This guy's been a pro since 1996.
That's been a lot of time with the Texas Ranger organization, most of it as a starter.
A 2-2 on lead, leading off in the Oriole ninth inning. Ground ball towards the middle. Peralta scoops. He spins and throws, and he got him. Peralta with a nice play takes a possible base hit away from Lee and one away.
Yeah, Pierre destined for center field. Thought he had enough of it. Just in the webbing of Peralta's glove, that familiar 360 spin. Accurate throw. Only shortstop at the major league level today. That's the type of play they practice. We've seen J.J. Hardy make similar plays.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero. He has a 2-hit game tonight. He snapped an 0 for 10 with a single in the 4th, and singled and drove in a run in the 6th. Benoit in his career has been on the disabled list 9 separate times.
That's why he was such a dicey sign, and usually for shoulder or elbow. That's right, going back to what, 09, right labrum surgery, 08, right shoulder inflammation, right elbow tendonitis. He's had a few of them.
Opposite way towards the line. Casper Wells will get there for the out and foul territory. 2 away as Guerrero's retired. So Verlander is an out away from winning his first on the year. Matt Wieters will come up. When Tampa Bay signed him last year, was one of those, well, let's see if he's got anything left. It was a $750,000 contract, by today's standards, relatively modest. And Benoit pitched in 63 games to an ERA of 1.34.
Sometimes it just clicks.
And it's high, 1-0. Wieters 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Takes a strike, down by 4 runs, and the Orioles down to their final out. And in the dirt. And what is shaping up now is a rubber game tomorrow night with Chris Tillman going against Brad Penny. Jim Leland knows how important those rubber games can be, as does Buck Showalter. And if you're the Orioles now, you'll be looking to bounce back to win the series. That's what it's all about. Sweeps are great, but winning the series is more important. Two and two on Wieters as he swings through it. Time this year, the Orioles dejected on their bench in the 9th inning. Two and two on Wieters with 2 down. There's a ground ball. Rhymes to his right, bobbles momentarily, picks it up, fires to first, and Wieters retired, and the ball game is over. So the Orioles losing for the first time this year as Justin Verlander really shut them down. He went 8 strong innings.